guys, today we're gonna be doing what if Escanor and Merlin were Naruto's parents. It's gonna be kind of weird, but if you don't know who Escanor and Merlin are, they're from the Seven Deadly Sins, and y'all might know, y'all might think that like the Seven Sword Kingdom demon something. I forgot, but that's not what I'm talking about. The Hunter x TV show. Most of y'all might, anime. Most of y'all might know it, and most of y'all not. That's what I'm telling y'all. But like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed it or not. Also, turn on notifications so you get notified when I post another video. Cause I'm gonna be posting bangers almost every single day. And I also do have a gaming channel. It's Sir Claps, just Sir Claps. I'll play Among Us and Fortnite like that because like I play Call of Duty and stuff like that, but I'm just bothering with that. Oh yeah, and I play Apex. At first I thought Apex was trash, but then I gave it a chance. And so Apex is pretty good. I'll play a couple of shooting games and stuff like that, but anyways, let's get off that topic and hop into the what if. So, Naruto, well, Merlin had him, Escanor, let's just say it was in the daytime, and like, you know how like in the daytime, some of you probably don't know this, but in the daytime, Escanor gets like very strong. Escanor is like big strong. Like, this is not even like, look at his neck in this picture. You can see a little bit of his neck. But like, if I show y'all the full image, you can kind of see his buffness. Never mind, the fire is in there. But he was born in, Escanor grabbed him, and he said, "You will be the strongest kid I know." And at the age of, I'm gonna just say 2, Naruto began to start interact with his mom and dad, Escanor and Merlin, and they were really surprised because like he didn't, even though that he was almost a toddler, like they didn't know that he would give them that much attention already. But let's just do, he's 2 right now, so let's do a 4-year time skip. So when he's 6, so at the age of, let's just say at the age of 5, his dad started training him to get him buff. Oh, and I gotta tell you something. His specialties are physical strength, like let's just say like fire and magic. Because if you watch, Seven Deadly Sins, that's basically their powers. And Naruto, he was training with his dad, trying to get buff just like him. And he said, "Dad, how did you get so buff?" And then his Escanor replied with, "I worked out a lot." And he was like, "But how come you can go big and small? Like, when you go to sleep, you're so small, but when you wake up, you're big." And Escanor said, I'll explain it to you when you're older." And Naruto was like, "Okay, Dad." And he just started working out more and more. He did he did 150 push-ups a day. No, 120 push-ups a day. He did 120 push-ups a day. And he was getting kind of strong. He did 120 push-ups. 20, 100 lift-ups, and then 100 sit-ups. And Naruto, he was getting like a whole bunch of training in a day. He wanted to work on his dad's, powers first because his dad was obviously stronger. But one of the reasons why he didn't pick his mom to train him first is because he didn't know like what she could do. He only saw his dad in action once. And Naruto, he was getting pretty strong. Let's just say at 7, he was pretty buff. I'm not even gonna make him like, let's just say he had a 4-pack when he was 7. And like, when he was 9, he had to go to school. So he had like 2 more years to get buff. And then Naruto started learning on, actually let's just say he got a 6-pack. And Naruto started working on his dad's quirk. Like he started working on elemental stuff, but he only really wanted a fire element. So he worked on it. In a year, when he turned 8, he was able to use black fire and regular fire, and he could do a whole bunch of cool things with it. He could make a fire Rasengan, which I'm gonna just say he made up the Rasengan in this one. And he wanted to go. His dad was going on a mission, so he wanted to go too. He went with his dad on a mission, and his dad gave him a gift. And let's just say, no, it wasn't a gift. He told Naruto that he had to close his eyes, and when Naruto opened his eyes, he saw 5 people. He did not know who they were, and then he asked, "Who are you?" And then they all introduced themselves. The first person said, "I'm Meliodas," and they just started saying their names. And Naruto was like, "Who are these people at?" And he was like, "Well, these are my friends. These are my siblings, you could say." And Escanor, he really didn't want Naruto to come because he was still at a young age. But he really didn't care because it was about time for Naruto to know. And Naruto, he didn't think it was that big of a deal because it was just his dad's friends. But he didn't know what his dad's friends did. So he started asking a whole bunch of questions and stuff. And he was like, "Why is she so big? Why is that person so emo? And why does that guy look like a 5-year-old?" And all of 3 people, the person he said was like huge was Dina, and then the person he said was emo was Gopher. The person he said that looked like a 5-year-old was obviously Meliodas. And they all got mad. Well, except Gopher. Gopher didn't really care. everybody else got mad. And you know the anime thing that pop up on their head when they get angry? That popped up and they were about to just pound Naruto, but Escanor stepped in the way and he was like, "There's no need for that." And they they were mad. Well, let's just say Deanne wasn't trying to do nothing, but Meliodas was trying to get him. And then Elizabeth said that Naruto was cute, and then Naruto was like, "Don't call me cute." Naruto, he was kind of mad because he didn't want to be looked at like somebody who seemed cute and like lovey-dovey and that stuff. He wanted to be seen as somebody that nobody would mess with. And he was like, and then he used his fire, and he was like, "Don't call me cute," and like he tried to use his fire, but Escanor said, only use your fire when you need to." He was like, "Dad, I need to," and Escanor was like, "No, you don't." And he was like, "I need to," and he was like, Escanor was like, "Don't make me." And Naruto was like, "I need to," and used his black flames on his dad. And Escanor, he grabbed him by his shirt, and then he said, "You go." He pushed Naruto back to the way that where home was, and he was like, and Escanor was like, "Go back home." And Naruto was like, "No, you can't make me." And Escanor grabbed Naruto and ran all the way back to the house super fast. And Naruto, when Escanor got back from the trip, Merlin, let's just say she cooked ramen for them. I'm gonna just say that. And Naruto he loved ramen like in the regular, and then after that they went to sleep, except for Naruto. While his parents were sleeping, he went back in the back to train. He did everything that he would do in a day, but 4 times that. So he did like 450 push-ups, 400 pull-ups, 400 sit-ups. That's what he was doing, and like he got like really buff in that time span. When he did that, and then he used his elemental powers. Like he kept using the fire, but he went away because he didn't want to set their house on fire. So he went away and used it on some trees. And his regular fire, he kind of how long it took to burn down a tree. His regular fire took 3 minutes, and then his black flames took 30 seconds. Because black flames, like, they burn a lot. And Naruto, he was so happy that he learned black flames because they were so strong. And Naruto, he wanted to make this new sneaky move, and he wanted to go get something. What was that? Yo, that was just a basketball. Ooh. And he wanted to like do something, and so like he went places and stuff. He went in the village and looked for stuff that he could use. He couldn't find nothing until he found like, let's just say, hold up. Let's just say he found what mask did he have found? Let's just say he found this mask. Let's just say he found this mask, and he said this would go perfect. And he said this just go perfect with the thing. And he was like, he put his arms out like he was doing a T-pose or something. And like he said, black flames. And then he said regular flames. And black flames came on one side, and the other flames came on the other. And then he was like, this doesn't seem right. Like one half of his body was black, and the other half was just red, and it looked so cool. Like it looked cool. And then he was like, this doesn't feel right. The mask doesn't go well. And then he got some paint, painted one side red, and painted the other black. And yeah, I might make this one short. But anyways, he like, did that, and it looked so much cooler. And then his dad saw him out there training, because it was coming morning. He saw him out there training. And then eventually, Naruto got super exhausted and said, I need to take, and Naruto said, I need to take a rest. And then his dad came out and said, why are you out here all by yourself? Because they couldn't find Naruto, and they were like, where he was. And Escanor went to go find him. And he realized how Naruto looked. And Naruto turned around with a mask on him, and he was like, who are you? And then he was like, oh, Naruto. Because he sensed his chakra or whatever. He sensed him. And he was like, oh, hey, Dad. And then he was like, can we train, but like fight? And Escanor was like, yeah. I'm gonna end it off right after this fight, guys, because there's something I gotta do. But Naruto, this is the thing I was talking about. He did what he did. He did the T-pose and made one side black and made the other red. But he made it rain and he made the fire, made it kind of like foggy and stuff. And Naruto, he was like, man, I really need some weapons to fight with. And he was like, I can get it soon enough. And he started sneak attacking his dad. And his dad, like the sun came out, and you know what that meant? He went like full mode, and he did a 360 turn and got all the fire away, and used his fire to navigate where Naruto was. He found Naruto, grabbed him, and said, I win. And Naruto was like, you always win. It's so easy for you, because all you gotta do is grab me. And he was like, well, if you want to turn it up a notch, then you're gonna have to get stronger. You know I don't want to hurt you, Naruto. And then Naruto was like, he got like mad. He was like, hurt me? You could never. And then Escanor was like, don't make me mad. And he was just doing that to scare Naruto. And Naruto, he was like, Dad, can I go to sleep? I'm kind of exhausted. And then his dad was like, after you do 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 sit-ups, and 1,000 lift-ups. I'm pretty sure I said sit-ups, lift-ups, and 1,000. Oh my god, push-ups. He did 1,000 of them. He did it, and like a couple hours later, it was kind of late. And he was like, I cannot go to sleep, as he was exhausted. Let's just say, over those years, his 6-pack went up to an 8-pack. He was like, I'm aiming for that 10-pack. And he was like, I want to get over a 10-pack. I want to get a 12-pack. Or maybe even a 20-pack. He got over cocky. And then Naruto went to sleep and he was exhausted. And I'm sorry, but I gotta end it off right here. Just because I gotta do some things. So peace. See you guys next time.